guys, it's Kevin here. Welcome back to my life with depression and anxiety. Sorry there wasn't a video last week. I got caught up with a bunch of personal errands and I couldn't film a video, but I'm here this week, and this week I thought I'd talk about how to help someone with anxiety. I feel like the last two videos were very depression heavy, and anxiety is sort of like a second cousin to depression. It is essentially what anxiety is when you get this intense fear and you have these panic attacks and they won't go away easily, which can be a problem. And the reason it's a second cousin to depression is that sometimes can cause depression to kick in, and they both sort of battle with each other and sort of keep you feeling awful, which is why there are many times, not all the times, many times there are people with depression and anxiety, and vice versa, with anxiety and a little bit of depression. And that's sort of where I fit in. I believe I'm mostly anxiety with a little bit with depression. And to help someone with anxiety, essentially the most important thing to do and to let them know is that you're there for them. Because when someone feels anxious or when they're having a panic attack, they often feel very alone with the way they feel. Whenever I have a panic attack, I often feel very alone. Like, no one's ever felt this way ever. You know, none of my friends know how this feels like. And while sometimes that might be true, it's very important for someone who's friends or with someone who has anxiety or is going through a panic attack to let them know that they are there for them, that it's not that big a deal. And the ways to really do that are to just let them know, like, just friends, before they're having a panic attack, I am there for you. And when someone's having a panic attack or when someone's going through anxiety, do everything you can to sort of get their mind off the anxiety. Don't really bring up, like, are you feeling better now? You know, is your panic attack done? Say things like, what'd you think of, like, if they're in the movies? What'd you think of this movie last week? If they're in the books, what chapter are you in the book? Get their mind off of the anxiety or what's going on. Like, because when they're thinking about something else, the more they're thinking about something else, the easier it becomes for them to handle this panic attack or to handle the anxiety they're going through. It's very important to note that you can't just say, oh, get over yourself, or, you know, it's not that big a deal. Understand what they're going through. Because it is a very different feeling. It's actually one of the worst feelings anyone can feel like. You know, I mean, people can get panic attacks over simple things like car rides or trains or just simple mundane tasks like leaving their house or leaving their room even. And that's where that is where you sort of have to be there for them. You have to understand, look, they're going through something right now. I can't really change it. I have to sort of wait this out with them, I should say. It gotta be patient. That's an important thing to remember too. This isn't going to be fixed in a minute or two. This might even take an hour or two. You know, who knows? You just got to be there with them and talk with them and sort of try to calm them down by sort of making it so that their mind isn't really focused on what's making them anxious. You know, like that can be a big problem for a lot of people. That could be a huge issue. Like, if you even say anything like, are you feeling better? That can bring up, you know, what made them not feel better or not feel good, you know, before. And with, you know, so when you're dealing with someone having a panic attack, you know, listen to them, let them, you know, go off on their own, you know, be by themselves and be there in case they need anything. Look out for them. You know, I've had a lot of friends that deal with the same issues that tell me, you know, I try pushing people away, but I really want people to come closer to me. I want people to talk with me. So even if someone's trying to push you away, just be there and be like, is there anything you need? You know, how about the Mets? You know, talk with them like a regular friend. And that's exactly what people with anxiety need. They need a friend there for them. They need someone who makes them feel like what they're going through isn't as big a deal as they feel it is, and what they're going through isn't as abnormal as they think it is. They need someone there to connect with them. And that's exactly what you should do when you're dealing with someone with anxiety. If someone's going through a panic attack, you need to be there for them. And that's essentially, if you do that, you're being a good friend, you're handling it really well. that's actually all I have to say on this subject. Again, if you comment below, if you want to talk about your personal experiences, this is a safe part of the internet. I monitor all the comments, and I love to hear your experiences because I like sharing mine. Personally, I actually have had a bit of agoraphobia the last few months, where I've been afraid of going out to like places where I have to sit down for a long time and I can't get up and move. You know, like going to the movies or going to dinner. And the reason for that is I'm just afraid, like, I'm gonna have a panic attack and it's gonna feel weird. But the more I hang around with people that are there for me, the better I feel, essentially. And so, again, I'd love to hear your personal experiences and what tips that you would give to people on this subject. And that's really all I have to say about this subject and all I have to talk about this week. I'll be back next week with another topic. And with that, this is Kevin saying, have a good week.